Now, one of the main issues that e-commerce brands have is not having enough content, right? Not having enough content affects your organic page, so your Instagram, your TikTok, affects obviously your sales, right? Affects your ads. So not having content, right, or enough good content, I should say, completely destroys e-commerce brands, and I've seen it happen. So what this video is for, it's basically going to go over how we never run out of content, right? The different strategies that we use with clients not to run out of content, right? And some of these strategies in here have effectively scaled brands to 7, 8, even 9 figures. So let's get right into it. So as you can see, here's how we never run out of content, right? Or how you as an e-commerce brand can never run out of content, again, by using these strategies I'm about to show you. So in this document, we'll be going over every single way that we go about making and having a bunch of content. And we do this, we do these things that I'm about to mention with our clients, right? And you can use this content, of course, for anything you want, right? It could be for ads or posting on your organic pages. So I'm going to be going over 4 strategies. You probably see the sneak peek here, but I'm going to go into detail on how to actually do it. Now, of course, influencer strategies, you could probably find, this exact title right here elsewhere, right? But I'm going to show you what our strategy is and what's been working for us, right? To scale brands to multi 7, 8 figures, right? So here's the 4 strategies we use on a regular basis. So the first strategy is, so we do the influencer strategy a little bit differently, right? So instead of just getting existing influencers to promote our stuff, and I'll get on to why we don't do that, right? Not that we don't do it, but why we try to stay away from it. But we do it sometimes, but I'm gonna get onto that. So we create our own influencers, right? I'll show you what that means. So we get a list of Instagram and TikTok accounts within our niche. So if we're selling supplements which are for health, it might be gym supplements. We might go after gym people, right? And let's say we go after gym people that have over 10,000 followers, right? Pretty simple. Now we get their emails, right? We have a list. We use the emailing software, usually instantly, and we email them our referral program. Now we do have copy for this, and I'm gonna get into how you can get the copy towards the end of this video, so stick around to the end. Now the third step, which is the final step really, is you send out, once they agree, you send out your products, and then you get them to make content about it. If they like it, obviously they can make money from it as well by posting about it, by having an affiliate link if they sign up to your program. So now if you're wondering why we do this instead of going to already established influencers, is because one, these accounts are more than likely they haven't promoted anything else, which means their audience isn't or saturated in a way that they've seen this influencer promote multiple things, so they don't really care about it anymore, right? So it's going to be more effective promoting it through these accounts. Now you can also bring them on board. So if you have, let's say, 100 of these influencers, if you like 5 of them, you can bring them on board, you can train them and make them make even better content, and obviously they can do it on a more consistent basis. You can probably pay them, right, give them a salary, etc., right? And they can make you more content, better content, all of that, right? You can train them, as I said. And the third thing is, you can also ask these influencers whether you can have permission to run ads through their personal account, which works a lot more effectively in ads. So bear that in mind. Now, I'm not saying all this to say that the normal influencer strategy that you usually hear about, just reaching out to people that are already established, I'm not saying that doesn't work, right? It most definitely does. And I'd actually, if you can afford to, now, if you have a limited budget, I'd suggest going with our strategy. But if your budget allows you, I'd actually suggest going and testing both, because at the end of the day, you won't truly know until you test, right? It might work better for you that already established influencers, work better for you. Just like, I'll give an example, like Gymshark maybe, right? It works better for them as people were able to associate their brand with the influencers they looked up to. But I'm gonna get into why this strategy 90% of the time works better than that, right? So we find that this strategy works better with customer bases that value hearing honest reviews from our customers before buying, right? And this is the common, this is, for most brands, this is gonna be the case. Maybe if you're going for, like a luxury thing, you might want to associate with an established person within a specific space, and it might work better for you like that. But majority of brands, right, majority of e-com brands, they'd be better off using, going down this route, right? So rather than people just seeing these big names that promote a bunch of other products already, right, where now people would know, if you go through the traditional method, right, people know that these influencers are paid to promote yet another product, so it could feel less authentic and work less effectively. Even if you run ads through their account, etc., these already established influencers, they've been seen promoting all sorts of rubbish. Yeah. Now a lot of these people have probably already tried those products and they've noticed that they're rubbish. So they're gonna think your product's rubbish as well. So if you don't wanna get into that, I suggest creating your own influencers with this strategy. Just find random accounts that they're not technical influencers, right? Micro influencers that haven't really promoted anything. Get a list of them, email them, and get them to, you know, promote for you. So that's the influencer strategy. Now the next strategy is the customer strategy. This might sound a bit weird, but once I explain it, it's going to make a ton of sense, and you're going to be thinking, how did I not think of this? It's very straightforward and it works, I'd say, maybe even more effectively than the influencer strategy, and you'll see why. So something I haven't really seen being talked about within the e-commerce space at all, right, is, you know, just reaching out to your existing customers who have already, you know, bought from you. They already have your product, they've tried it, and they probably like it, especially if they bought from you again, etc. You might just want to filter it to people that made multiple purchases, so you know they're happy, right? And get them to make content for you. Now, you can either get them, you know, onto the affiliate program, or you can give them other benefits, maybe a partial refund, whatever, right? Or a discount code, but get them to make content for you. So the advantage we find from getting customers to make content is that it comes across very natural, as they're quite literally your customer, right? It's not someone you started a, you know, as a business relationship and they're making content. No, these are actual customers, and it's going to come across natural to the viewers, right? Which is the second point, which is viewers find the video more authentic and relatable as it's a genuine customer speaking about your product or making videos about your product, and, you know, telling these other potential customers about your, you know, their experience with your product. So it tends to work even better than the last strategy. And again, if you like some of these guys, so let's say you get 10, 15, maybe even 20 of these guys, maybe 100, depends on how many customers you have, right? You email them and they make a content for you. Now after a couple of months, you like 3 of them and they make really good content. Again, you can get them on board and train them and get them to make, you know, more content for you on a regular basis, etc. So again, it has the same benefit as the influencer strategy when it comes to that. But with that being said, we usually do find this strategy, if we get it to work properly, we find that this strategy works a lot more effectively and is a lot more cost efficient than the influencer strategy. So again, I'd suggest testing all these. It's the best way you can actually find the one that works for you, because at the end of the day, different customer bases, you know, different things work for different customer bases. So this might work for you and this might work for someone else, right? And maybe the traditional method of influencer marketing works better for someone else. So if you can, I'd suggest testing all these, but go with the one that you think would work the best first and then test along with that, right? But both of these are good. So now the third thing is going to be editing your existing content. Now listen, when I tell clients or just people, like in videos, when I say you have to make 50 or more ad creatives every month in order to actually have effective ads, etc., the initial reaction is, you know, that's way too many, right? That's like nearly 2 a day. And they give all these excuses, which is fine. I mean, it makes sense that, you know, if you're an e-commerce brand owner, you're going to have a very busy schedule. So you might not have time to make too good, you know, content, or, you know, it might cost a lot to get these UGC creators, etc. It's a hassle, right? I'm not going to lie. I understand. Now, the thing is, it doesn't have to be 50 completely different pieces of content. That's the thing that people confuse it with. It's not 50 completely different. Like, that's going to be too much for even really big brands, right? Maybe it might be too much to test. No, that's why we tend to have 5 to 10 different. Now, by the way, it's not limited to 50. If you can make more than 50 tests per month, so creatives, etc., that's way better. If you can make 100, 200, 500, then you're just going to be winning that much more. So yeah, but again, I'll just say it. So we'll have 5 to 10 different pieces of content. So these are the actual content that's different, right? They're completely different styles, whatever. So we make 5, 10 different a month, and then we edit each of these up, right? So if it's 5, we'll edit it 10 different times. We'll edit each video 10 different times, so 10 different edits of that same video, and then we get 50 or more, right? And this is something that you should always be doing anyway, even if you just post organically, right? Getting into the habit of editing the same video in different ways can be very effective, not just with ads, but with organic as well, because sometimes the video is really good, but it's just missing one thing, and editing it up differently might, you know, make it pop off, right? But maybe the previous edit didn't make it pop off. And if you weren't in the habit of, you know, constantly editing the same video, then you might have never known that video was actually good, because it might just need a little bit of a tweak. So get into the habit of actually edit. Let's say you make one video, editing it into 5, 10 different styles, posting it, running it as ads, is still a test. And we found that sometimes that's what gives us the effective results. So that's the thing. You don't have to make 50 different creatives a month, or completely different. It just has to be 50 different creatives. That's the same thing, but you get what I mean after I explain it. So make 5 to 10, right? Edit, let's say you make 10, edit each 10 5 different ways and run them as ads and see which one does the best. Now the last one it's pretty straightforward, but this one, you are going to need some data behind it, right? So this is just going to be a static image strategy. Now, it's the simplest way to get ads running. Like straight off the bat, we can launch ads quite quickly with just this method and then get the content sorted, you know, in the meantime, right? And these work really well. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this for organic posts, as it might not fit your branding. So, but if it does, go ahead, right? So, and it's basically just having proven static image ads, right, that you know work already, and then just filling it in with new stuff. So for us, if we have a client, we have the template already, and we'll just get their information, their product, and put it onto the template. So replace the, you know, there's that gibberish on it. We'll replace it, and then there we go. We have a proven ad, but for this client, right? Now, of course, the chance that these are going to succeed aren't 100%. It's still going to be probably around 80%. Even if it's proven, it might not be proven in this niche, but it's better than just starting from zero, right? So we have these, and it gives us a head start straight away with each client. And this usually takes anywhere from, like, you can make a ton, just spam out a ton of these in less than 15 to 30 minutes. And again, because testing is important when it comes to anything, especially ads, you know, being able to just make so many in a short amount of time is going to be very cost efficient, one, very time efficient, two, and very effective. So highly recommend this strategy. It's very easy and probably one of the best strategies here as well. Again, all these are good. So a little shameless plug, I guess, but if you want these templates, we actually have a few. So not all, but we have a few of our templates within our free school community. It's actually completely free, but we do have a vetting process where we want to keep the quality quite high. So it's only for ecom brand owners. If you're not an ecom brand owner, or if you don't, you know, well, you can be a CEO, blah, blah, but you have to be working with an ecom brand. If you're not, you can't join, right? But here, as you can see, if you go to add to that file, right, this is completely free. We have 100 static image ad pack, and these are all proven, right? And you go ahead and replace it with your information, your product, and get results straight away. So completely free school group. It's going to be in the description of the video. Now that's it for this video. If you like the video, there's a button for that, and subscribe, as I'm posting on a very constant schedule right now, 3 times a week at least. So if you do also have any suggestions, or, you know, any questions that you have that you'd like me to make a video on, leave it down in the comments below. Yeah, that's it. So I'll catch you guys next time.